Hello, my name is Lena Newlin, and I am excited to share with you a tutorial on how to fold a tsuru, which is also known as a Japanese crane, in origami. This is something that I learned from my grandmother. Her name was Susan Matsumura Tsunada, and she did a lot of origami and was also a writer. And just to give you an introduction to the tsuru, I'm going to read to you something she wrote about it. She wrote this February 5th, 1979. The tsuru. A tsuru is a crane, the bird, not the machinery. It is also referred to as a stork. The folded paper tsuru is the most important and most representative of all origami. The single diamond, double triangle, and double square are among the most basic of all origami. The double diamond is made from the double square. The double diamond is the most important of all folds in origami. Until one has mastered the double diamond and the tsuru, he cannot be considered knowledgeable about origami. The tsuru, or crane, is a symbol of good fortune, good health, long life, happiness, and reverence. If one is ill, the patient spends his time making tsurus. By the time he makes 1,000 tsurus, he will be well. School children in Japan spend their free time making tsurus. When 1,000 have been made, they are strung to make a garland. With their teacher, the children take the garland of 1,000 tsurus to the Hiroshima Peace Park as an offering to one of those memorials, with the prayer that there will forever be peace among mankind. The world's first atom bomb was dropped in Hiroshima at 8:15 a.m. August 6, 1945. The Peace Park, with its museum and many memorials, was dedicated as a memorial to the more than 200,000 who were killed in the blast, and the hope that nations might strive toward peaceful means of settling differences. The tsuru deserves to be made with thoughtful reverence and extreme care and dedication. By Susan Tsunada, February 5th, 1979. So I'm going to show you some of the steps on how to make a tsuru. All you really need is a square piece of paper. It can be any size. And this is ultimately what we're going to make. This is a Japanese crane, a tsuru. So I'm excited to have you join me with this.
So it's really important that you always start out with a square piece of paper that's perfectly square. And origami and folding cranes is really about shapes. And so we're going to start with the square. And the first thing we'll do is fold over and make a new shape. What shape is this? A rectangle. What we're doing right now is we're just trying to make some really nice creases. So sometimes it helps if you use the back of your thumbnail to just kind of have a really nice clean crease. So you make a rectangle, and then let's open it back up again. And then we're going to turn it over and make another rectangle. Again, I'm using the back of my thumbnail, to make a really clean crease. We're going to use these creases to help us fold in the future. So we open it back up again, and now we're going to make a new shape. And you can tell me what shape this is going to be. You can tell. Again, using my thumbnail to really make a good crease. This is a nice triangle. And then we're going to open it up again and turn it around and make another triangle. This is something that my grandmother taught me on how to make Japanese cranes. So if you open it up, once you've made those nice creases, you can see there's kind of a really pretty star in there. But we're gonna keep it with the triangle. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna use these creases. So I'm gonna put my left hand over the left side of the paper, and I'm going to stick my finger, my index finger, in between the right side of the paper, and I'm gonna fold it onto itself. And this is where the creases really come in handy, so that we then are working on creating another smaller square. We flip it over, and now we put our left hand over the left side, and again we're going to put our index finger inside and fold it using the creases again that we've previously made onto itself. And there we have another shape, just a smaller square. So you have one side that's going to be kind of closed. You can see it's closed. Can't open it up. And you'll have one side that's open. So we're going to want to have the open side be on our right hand side. And we're going to work on folding another shape. So this small square we have right now, there's two sides to it. So we're just going to take one side, the top part, and from the bottom we're going to fold it into the middle, right up to that middle crease that we have. And we're going to make a new crease again with the thumbnail. Now this is something my grandmother told me as far as how to do origami. You always fold from the bottom up. So instead of doing the same thing here, I'm just going to flip it over, and then I'll fold in the top layer again to the middle and make a nice crease, a clean crease there. And you can see we've got a new shape starting. So now what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over this way. And again, we want the open side to be on the right. So the open side is over here, closed side is on the left. And we'll do the same thing that we just did. We'll fold from the bottom up and fold it right to the middle crease. And then I'll flip it over and fold from the bottom up right to the middle. And again, make a nice crease there. So what kind of shape does that look like? My grandmother always said this looks like a kite. So we think of this part as a kite. And then again, we're going to make some more folds just to kind of help us in the future. So we're going to have our left hand over the left side, and this little triangle, the top of the kite, we're going to bend it over to the top, and we're just going to make a nice clean crease there. And then we're going to open it up again, flip it over, and fold it down again on this side and make another nice clean crease, nice fold. Okay, so we're going to try and do another shape. So we're going from the kite, and we're going to go to the next shape, and I'll have you tell me what that is once we look at it. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up the flaps of the kite, and since we made that nice crease up top, we're going to open it here and fold it in onto itself. And we just kind of use that, again, a nice crease to make it nice and easy to to move. So once we've got this, what shape does that look like to you? Say probably a diamond, right? So then we flip it over and we open up the kite. And fold it back on itself again, where we already have the nice creases. And it shouldn't be too difficult to make them a nice clean crease there again. So here we've got our next shape, which is a diamond. Now, what we're going to do is we've got, if you can see, we've got one side of the diamond that has it open on the bottom and one side of the diamond that's closed. So we can kind of think of these as little legs. So we're going to put the legs facing the left, and we're going to once again fold into the center. Take just the top layer here, fold into the center from the bottom, and make another nice crease. And then let's flip it over so the legs are facing the right. And we'll make another fold from the bottom up to the center. And it's starting to look kind of pretty here. Okay, and now we're going to flip it over and do the same thing on the other side. Fold from the bottom up. Using my thumbnail. And then I'm going to flip it over and bring it back up to the middle. So this is kind of exciting. We're starting to really see some changes here to the paper. And we still have these two legs down here. And this is kind of a fun part. What we're going to do is we're going to keep the legs down. We're going to put our index finger between the two. Here you can see I'm putting it between the two. And I'm going to fold it up. So I'm going to fold one leg up. And I'll kind of just have that folded. And then I'm going to do the other side. Open it up and fold the other leg onto itself. And we're getting super close. You can tell I didn't fold it quite right because I have a little bit of extra paper here, but that's okay. That's pretty common. So now you can kind of decide which side you want the head and which side you want the tail. If you want this to be the head, you just open it up a little bit and fold it onto itself. You just kind of bend it down. Didn't turn out super pretty yet, but it's okay. And there you have your crane. You're not going to be able to see me do this, but the last part, which I always feel like is the fun part, is or the most fun part, is you open up the wings, and then there's the little top here. I like to push my chin onto it, but I'm just, for the sake of the video, I'm just going to use my thumb. I usually like to push my chin on it to kind of softly make it open up. And here we have our Tsuru, our Japanese crane. I'm excited to see how yours turned out.